Today's Great War Huts artefact is the much maligned Army Hard Tack Biscuit. Now, the Army Hard Tack Biscuit had many uses during the First World War. Not only were they eaten, but they were also used as postcards, picture frames and canvases for works of art. Some even suggested that they may be used as weaponry against the enemy. This particular example was given from Charlie Sharp to his wife Bobby as a souvenir from Warren Heath Camp in Ipswich. On the back it reads, "Your king and country need you, and this is how they feed you," and it was sent in May 1915. But it's the Army Hard Tack Biscuit's grisly past that I want to tell you about today. So if you're squeamish in any way, I suggest you switch off right now. In the early 20th century, British troops that were stationed abroad were horrified to discover that their biscuit rations were infested with moths. As a result of this, the Natural History Museum were called upon to investigate the problem. In 1910, Brigadier S.S. Long, Director of Army Supplies for the British Army, ordered tins of biscuits to be sent back from their various locations abroad back to Britain. They were inspected at Woolwich Barracks by Dr. John Hartley Durrant, who specialised in butterflies and moths. And because the biscuits were sealed in airtight containers, the question was, when did the infestation take place? Was it at home before packing, during transit, or in the country where they were stored? After closer inspection, the biscuit tins were found to be completely intact, but when they were opened, each of the tins had a foreign flower moth at various stages in its life cycle. In 1913, Dr. Durrant concluded that the infestation was taking place in the biscuit factories prior to the biscuit tins being sealed. And so he travelled to a biscuit factory to conduct more tests, and he found that although flour was generally infested with insect eggs, if it was sifted at 320 strands per inch, it would generally get rid of most of the insect eggs altogether. Dr. Durrant also found that the infestation could take place after baking during the cooling period and prior to the biscuits being sealed into their tins. And so he came up with a number of suggestions, including puncturing holes into the biscuit tins, raising them up to lethal temperatures for the moths, and then resealing the biscuit tins. In 1915, the Natural History Museum put on an exhibition of Dr. Durrant's fantastic work for the Army Biscuit Inquiry. And so First World War soldiers were really lucky actually that their biscuits weren't infested with moths, but it didn't stop them from being as hard as concrete.